Hello and welcome to a comparison review between the Mezco 112 1989 Batman and the SH Figuarts 1989 Batman. So this one came out in 2020 and this one came out last year, 2023. But I ordered this like 4 or 5 years ago. The reason why I'm reviewing it now is because I just did a comparison with the new and old version of the Hot Toys Batman 1989 figure and decided, hey, I could take a look at these two as well. And there are reasons why I didn't review these when they first came out. You'll see in a moment. So, very different size in boxes. Let's get up the SH Figuarts one. Wonder why they took this photo and not show off the figure. I mean, the box is quite fancy and stuff. Time Machine Nation's quality, sure. The box doesn't even print what year this came out. Most of these Figuarts boxes does, but it just says S20. I guess that just means 2020. And on the back of the box, it did the Michael Jackson route where you could see him. And that was a huge mistake. The reason why I got this was because this was the only available 112 scale Batman that was out there at the time. I ordered the Mezco One, but infamously that this thing was delayed. But at first it was like we couldn't get the silicone body right, we must get it right before we release it. And then the Flash Point movie was delayed, and then because Keaton Batman's in that, and probably Warner Brothers was like, hey, you're not gonna release this until the movie comes out. And as soon as the Flash movie comes out, this thing comes out. So then I got this. Thank God I ordered it and never cancelled my order. So while I was waiting for this, I ordered this. I was thinking like, oh, it's Figuarts, it can't be that bad, surely. I should have gone with bootleg NECA figures or whatever figures that were available at the time. Now the McFarlane figures still haven't made this one, I think. And McFarlane now has that they've made the newer Batsuit as well as I think they've made. Did they make the Batman Returns one? No, they did make this one, but it doesn't look right because it's McFarlane. It always looks a little bit off. So open this. Get the tray out. There is a golden card inside because you know Bat yellow and stuff, and of course an instruction sheet. Cool. Now for the Mezco one, you got the standard Mezco box. Slide that out. Oh, I have a. I painted this myself. This is a Jack Nicholson Joker head, and I'm quite proud of it. I've not painted that many 112 scale heads, but let me know what you think. Also have a single sheet instructions in there, plus Mezco 112 stuff, whatever. Says, I also painted my own Keaton head, which I'm also quite proud of. The eyes are a little bit off center. Oops. Why is that pink on this? I need to fix that. So the Mezco one, you get a lot more stuff. By the way, the back of the Mezco box is also quite pretty, and these are actual photos of the figure. Okay, let's see. In terms of the accessories, we take a look at the hands first. Apart from the fists already attached to both figures, we have spray open hands, we have slightly grabby hands, and we have item holding hands. So as you figure out, also has loose item holding hands and a bag sort of another item holding hands for one of the specific accessories. And in terms of other accessories, we got 2 ninja stars there, whereas the Mezco one gets 1. You get 1 batarang there, whereas Mezco's gets 4. We have the grapple gun there, which we have the grapple gun with a separated bit there, as well as a foldable grapple gun and a grapple bit that has a wired string on there. So flexible. The Mezco one also has a back grapple with wire attached. They also have the big zip line thing. Both of them have that. And the Mezco one also has an extra like remote thing for, I think that was not the remote for Batmobile, it was it's one of the bombs or time clicking thing. I forget what that is. In terms of faces, we have standard face and we have a lip face. The Mezco one also has a eyes moving head. It only moves left and right, not up and down. As well as a injured face. Mezco has a stand as well as a Ziploc bag to hold all your accessories if you don't keep the box, as well as a loose cape. So we got the loose cape and the wide cape that's already on the figure. I have no interest in swapping this out. I'm always going to be using the wired cape. And also these little dry baggies to keep your figure nice and fresh in the box. If we compare some of the common accessories, the coloring is different. The Bandai one is much more metallic, whereas the Mezco one is more gold color. So you can see that these pieces on the Mezco are separately molded, whereas the Bandai one is molded into one piece. So I guess that makes them more durable because of the size, but it does mean that the paint, they have to paint the gold on, and that can get messed up depending on which one you have. There's also some slight design difference there. You can see the two needles on the bottom. One is away from the base, whereas this one just extrudes from the base. There's little dents and like screw details on different places. And I guess I'll put a picture on the official one there so you can see for yourself which one is more accurate. Bandai one is also a little bit more stiff. If we take a look at the Batarang, the Bandai one is bigger. I guess they figured that it would be harder to break if it was. It is just a molded with a metallic coloring, whereas the Mezco one is a black plastic with painted silver tips. The Ninja Stars on the Mezco actually has some extra coloring, like shading onto it, so it looks sort of nicer, I guess, whereas the Bandai one looks a bit more clean, but you can easily add the shading yourself. Next up, we're comparing the Bat Grapple. This one is permanently attached, but even though I have an extra bit there, it does not plug into the grapple hole. The silver bit is too thick. It is impossible. It will break. Instead, you can attach this wire bit into it. Boop. And it's just sort of loose in there, so you really gotta glue this down or blue tack it somewhere if you want to put it on display. That's annoying. If I take the, there is a folded up version for the belt. If I turn this around, it's a bit of silver paint there. There's almost no paint on this. Again, I'll put a picture up on the actual item in the movie at the prop to see how that goes. And yeah, this one is magnetized for the belt, whereas the Figuarts one does not have that. Oh, the golden bit of the Figuarts one does come off, but there's still a tip in there, so I'm not sure it's supposed to come off, but still nice. Next up, we compare the faces, and look at the Figuarts one. What is this, liver damage, Bruce Wayne? And they went with digital UV print for the eyes, and it just looks absolutely disgusting. I can barely see the eyes. He's looking slightly to his right. Like, the coloring on this is garbage. This is like what? You're paying Figuarts Bandai prices for this? This is worse than some of the earlier McFarlane animated series skins. It's total shit. Look at this. I know it's a slightly different scale, slightly bigger, but look at this Batman. Okay? It's not Hot Toys level, okay? And some argue that the new Hot Toys isn't that good, but still. Like, this looks like Keaton. Look at this, even the Hurt one. Yeah, it's got that weird, like, lip thing, but he does do that. Even he wants the eyes moving. It looks a little bit goofy eye, but under the right lights, it still looks far better. I can actually see the pupils and eyes. I can actually separate the skin from the eyeballs. And look at that. Every single replacement head has the Bat logo. Bandai is so cheap that you gotta unplug the Bat logo from the actual figure and stick it on this. Like, what? It's garbage. Absolutely garbage. Oh, the Bandai one comes up quite easy. It's not even glued on, so I guess, you could take that out and repaint it yourself so it doesn't look... And it gets worse. I mean, look at it. That's the reason I never reviewed this figure, because when I got him out of the box, I was like, how much did I pay from this? What the hell is this? This looks totally wrong. Starting with the head. These little spiky bits that come out, what's going on with that? Why is it like a chibi version? Okay, all the definition and sculpting to the mask is gone. The face shape is wrong. Okay, and we carry on moving down. Like, what cape is this? What cape is this? It's supposed to look like leather, I guess, but like, what is this? The inside looks so shit. Why is there no wires in there? The only thing they give us is what the Hot Toys did, and they give us this little stick that he can hold on to do the I'm Batman pose when he's coming down. But you can't even do that properly because the cape doesn't go all the way back because it's in too far forward. Okay, you can't really do the fold thing because you got no wires there, and the thing is so thick. Look at this. Look at this Batman right here. Look, I'm doing it. I'm doing the one shoulder and one off thing, and I am using the wired one, so the material is going to flare up a little bit. If I swap it with the relaxed cape, it's going to come down even more. Let me try to move the wire a little bit so it comes down a bit better. Look, it's already a million times better. Okay, so look at that. Here is the loose Mezco cape on the Figuarts. It fits, looks 10 times better already. Yeah. It gets worse. The color's wrong. Just like the face is wrong. You move it down and the belt looks so gummy. There's no... They didn't put any wash. I know Figuarts a lot of times don't put wash on stuff, but this is one place where you need a wash on there. All the definition is gone. The buckle is so bulky. This is not a Kamen Rider belt, Bandai. Okay, it's supposed to be a lot more flat. There's no attachment possibilities for any of the accessories because they don't even come with belt mode, put away mode. Okay. The actual body shape is okay, and because you got the extra articulation because it's the Figuarts, fine. The boots at least look okay-ish, but again, the definition is so blurred. So blurred. It's like they put too much paint on there. This thing is garbage. Okay, I suppose he's the only one that I can put in a more dynamic pose just because he's got actual joints out of all the Batman 89 figures that I have, okay? He's got, look, I know this is the Batman 89 suit, but he's got zero articulation in the neck. Okay, if they're gonna cut up the body this much, why not cut a joint there for the head as well? I mean, the head doesn't look like the actual head anyway. So can I get him in an action pose then? Let me move his hand up. He's holding the cape up like so. Okay, so he can do like a more dynamic pose, but it'll never look right because his head's never looking in the right direction. Absolute garbage. Did Bandai improve with other movie Batman figures that they released down the line? There was a Flash version of the Keaton Batman suit. I didn't buy that because it also looked like a disaster from the promo pictures. If I look at pictures online right now, inserted here, it looks slightly better, but it still looks garbage. The McFarlane one, for the price, even though the McFarlane one's cheaper, for the price, it still looks better. What the hell, Bandai? The only two good Batman Bandai has ever released in the Figuarts line is the Injustice Batman, because as a video game look, it's much more mechanical, and the hard capes would have been better as a soft one, but at least it's posable. And the other one was the Dark Knight figure, which also looked kind of decent. And all the other Batman figures from the Figuarts line are garbage. Like, I kind of like the Batfleck one, but as soon as the Mafex one came out, I was like, no, I'm swapping that out. And the Mafex one had problems too, but they're releasing a version 2.0, which I did order, and that would be the best sort of 6 to 7 inch Batfleck Batsuit that will be out there. The Figuarts one just looks so stubby and weird. Back to the Mezco, a good one. Now, my biggest problem with this figure, okay, my biggest problem is that they use a magnet system for the neck. I want to drill a hole and remove the magnet and put a regular ball joint in there so I can have a little click and pop, and it'd be much better. The only good thing that they've done because of that is that I can actually look. You see Bandai, like, yeah, the head's not sculpted with an extra joint, but I can still, with a little bit, adjust the head just a little bit. The Hot Toys head can move a little bit. I hate the Figuarts one so much, but if I get rid of it, it's like it's not even worth anything. If I gave it to charity, they throw it back at me and pay me to take it away. So the Mezco one is good for more like just posing the thing, right? If you want to do the cape behind him thing, you can do that. You got to mess around with a little bit because it's a soft material, but you can do that, and it hooks onto the mass piece, and it's fine, okay? And one of the best things that they did with the Mezco one was, I guess they scanned or digitally sculpted a very accurate bat suit. The belt is a separate piece. I think no, that's not going to come off. But the entire body is like one of those pins and silicone bodies. So you got a skeleton inside that's very stiff. It moves very strong. I can feel it. Like, you can really use this body for animation. That's how precise the movements can be. And it's molded over with a silicone body. So the suit, even though it looks like the 89 suit, it has a lot more articulation because it is full silicone. Like, it will not get in the way of the body, of the metal skeleton inside. Plus, silicone lasts longer than regular plastic. You've got actual joints where it's useful on the hands and the foot The only downside to silicone bodies is once it's damaged, if there's something wrong with the skeleton inside, there's no way to replace that because the silicone is molded directly onto the skeleton structure. So in terms of articulation, he's got a lot. He can do anything in this suit. Just gonna take the head off because the magnet, that's the worst part, right? So if I get him in a really dynamic pose, okay, it is very stiff, but I suppose that's a good thing. Okay, rotate the belt just a little bit. Okay, this is my go-to for like dynamic poses and stuff, just to see how much a figure can go and push. Is the rider kick sort of pose. Okay, looks a little bit weird, but for a quick pose, I think that's pretty decent. So articulation is really great. Now it's going to take a little time just to get him back into that default pose because the metal skeleton is quite stiff. So yeah, you got the tummy joint. There is a left and right, but it's so stiff and hard to do. Okay, legs rotate here. It splits. Foot joint, I think it's a ball. Arms go up. Do they go backwards and forwards? Oh, a little bit. See? Perfect. Before I got my Mezco, I thought with the SH Figuarts, well, at least, you know, it's got visible articulation and joints and stuff. It's gonna pose better than the Mezco, but nope. There's pretty much zero redeeming factors for the SH Figuarts. Even if you had the good skill to repaint the faces, the overall look and the cape is wrong. To make it slightly decent figure, you would need to replace the cape and replace the face and the head, pretty much. You repaint it, the eyes at least, and then you have a figure that's somewhat acceptable. And I think the price for the Figuarts one has dropped a lot because, yeah, it is pretty much garbage, so goodbye. Whereas the Mezco one, it's a seamless body, it poses better, than, you know, Hot Toys as well, and it looks amazing. It looks like a mini Hot Toys, but poses better and has nice accessories and is less expensive than the big one. Yeah, the Mezco one, despite sometimes them making figures that have been Mezcoized, they put a bit of their own unique touches on there. This Batman, as well as the Christopher Reeves one, Superman, are some of the best versions of those characters in figure form that you can get. I mean, the Christopher Reeves one's a bit too bulky for my liking, but overall it's still a really good and well-made figure. So the figure itself, great articulation, great look, plus all the accessories is, if you like Batman 89 and you had the money for this and you want to collect in the scale, this is the one to get. It is just the best by far. So subscribe, suggest, and comment below. Let's take care. Have a nice day. Same bad time, same bad channel. Bye.